Right, I've got a really good exclusive for you now.
Good.
You're going to love this. You're going to love it, but you need to let me talk, all right? Is that a good deal?
Well, you might want to warn me how long you're thinking of talking for, and then I'll decide.
I'll be talking for a minute or so.
That'd be fine.
Charles Bronson approached me 6 years ago when he saw a TV programme, Confessions of the Paparazzi. He realised I was really good with the media, and he wanted me to get him on his side, to get him in the papers and to get loads of publicity for him and make sure he wasn't forgotten about, and obviously try and expose what was going through in the prison service. So I went to visit him, and then I was banned from visiting him because I was a journalist with a press pass and all the rest of it. So me and Charlie together made up the story that he was my dad. Charles Bronson is not my father. I am a PR agent, I'm a marketing person, and I'm the UK's #1 paparazzi, right? Not told anybody this for 6 years, and it's been an absolute bane of my life. The reason why I'm telling you now is because you're a lovely person. I've spoken to you on numerous occasions in the past, and I wanted to be able to speak rather than a newspaper do an interview and write a load of rubbish. Me and Charlie, for the last 6 years, have made loads of money. We've had loads of fun. We've created loads of stories. We've done loads of ridiculous things. We've manipulated the media. We've manipulated the prison service. I got into the maximum security facilities in 4 different prisons as a journalist. And not only did I do that, but I actually filmed him for 12 and a half hours. And then I was already working with Channel 4 to do this big, massive expose documentary. I did everything with his knowledge, everything that he knew about, all the stories he knew about. I never did anything without speaking to him. I made a lot of money from it, but Charlie's also, he's got a little pot to one side with his business consultant. So anything that I've ever done, half of the money, I've had a business consultancy invoice me and pay them, and whatever they do with that money with Charlie is between them, because obviously prisoners can't make money while they're in prison. They can't profit from the crimes. But he's not my father. The results come in today, completely and utterly respect the parole board's decision. I think they've made, a justified decision. We're talking about psychiatrists, parole board, psychologists, all these people. Don't forget, for the last 6 years, I've been visiting Charlie every 2 weeks. I've been at his management meetings. I've been everywhere. So a lot of people online, all these, keyboard warriors that are saying, oh, let's all fight and let's all bring Charlie home. He deserves to be home and all this. They talk about him as if he's some sort of war hero. He's not. He's a prisoner that's done some really, really bad things. And he's been in prison for 49 years. And I would love for him to get out and have an opportunity at freedom, but completely respect what the parole board said today. But as far as mine and Charlie's relationship goes anymore, that's it. I finished. I worked with him for 6 years. I promised him I'd get him a public parole hearing, promised I'd get him a new legal team. I promised for the last 6 years I'd get him in all the papers and get loads of publicity for him and make sure that he wasn't forgotten about. We did a programme on Channel 4 a couple of weeks ago where he had the best opportunity of his life to be able to have his word and tell the world about what's been going on in the prison. And during that documentary, he knew he was being filmed because we'd already been planning it for months. And he chose to go on that programme and start talking about sticking a tomato sauce bottle in someone's head. And I was absolutely gobsmacked. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the programme, there was a little bit on there where they asked me how I would feel if Charlie came out of prison, came to live with me. And I actually said, well, I don't know what he's going to be like. I've never seen him out of prison. He might stab me with a bread knife and kick the heck out of me or whatever. And then I went on to say, but I don't think he'd do that. He'd probably stab me with a paintbrush because he's an artist now. He went absolutely nuts. We had a massive fallout, and that's it. We've had loads of fallouts in the past, but that's it. There's no going back. I'm never having any dealings with him again whatsoever in my life. I wish him the best of luck. As a person, visiting him and spending loads and loads. I've spent more time with him than anybody else in the last 6 years. He's a really, really lovely guy. He does a lot of stuff for charity, and he's a nice guy. But is he safe to release into the community? That's not my decision. That's the decision of the parole board. And they've made their decision. And, if I'm being completely honest, I think Charlie's quite happy where he is. I actually think he's happy where he is. He does his artwork. He does his exercise. He's got his routine. He's been in prison for 49 years. If he did come out, I don't think for 1 minute he would have any idea whatsoever the sort of world that he'd be walking into. I think he'd find it very, very difficult.